All right. Philip here from Toon Tactics TV, and we're going to do a comparison between some of the players that have been rumored in the transfer window. We're going to kick off today with Morgan Gibbs White. Amidst the rumors also of obviously Almiron exiting, and the kind of background detail information from our journalists is that Morgan Gibbs White could potentially be that replacement for Almiron. So I wanted to do a Morgan Gibbs White versus Almiron comparisons and really kind of determine, is Morgan Gibbs White an upgrade to Miggy Almiron? So we're going to kick things off with Morgan Gibbs White. I'm going to share my screen with you on some articles, some scout reports, as well as some details about him from other sources, and get my screen up for you guys. So this is the first article from The Athletic. Big up to The Athletic. This is from last season, where The Athletic named Morgan Gibbs White as their player of the season for Nottingham Forest. And the main thing that they sum up Morgan Gibbs White in 2 words is that he's an artist, but he's also a grafter. And this already, you've got Eddie Howe vibes with those type of descriptions. So they describe that he's Morgan Gibbs White having the ability to split defensive with his passes, his trickery, and his feet. He does love to play through the middle, obviously. But he likes coming in from wide into the middle and going back again and kind of making his space from there. And they talked about his goals that he scored. There's a little highlight here that I'll show at the end. What they talk about is also what sticks in their mind is that after they is him celebrating after chasing back, determining to stop an Arsenal attack. So they're kind of analysing the last year's game about Arsenal. So the fact that Morgan Gibbs White loves to attack, loves to be a tricky player, loves the ball, can pick it up centrally. And we'll go to another scouting report where he plays anywhere. He's attacking midfielder, but can also play as a deep line playmaker because of his ability on the ball, his ability to take on the ball, to be press resistant, take his back to goal and push up. And you guys will see it from this highlight as well. But he's also obviously he's able to drift in to the right side of the midfield, going into the central side of the midfield. The right side obviously is where Miggy Almiron is, but he's a right-footed player. But sometimes you can't tell the way that he plays. It makes him very, very attractive in terms of what he is and what he does. He was compared, obviously, last season also, he created 116 shot creating actions that put him on the same par as your Trent Alexanders, your Bruno Gomeres's, Riyad Mahrez's, and Jack Grealish's. So he's very creative. And he's also been in the England setup ever since the age of 16. And he actually won the under-17s World Cup as well. So he's from the under-16s to the under-21s. He's been an English international. Is very likely to get into the full England setup as well. And obviously we've got the Dan Ashworth connection as well. Obviously Gibbs White was in the Euros last season with Anthony Gordon where they won the Euros. So he's got a friend there as well. So you can also see that connection with you can have Anthony Gordon on the left, Morgan Gibbs White on the right, or Morgan Gibbs White playing through the central, Anthony Gordon on the right, and having that connection there. So the main kind of thrust of what the Athletic wanted to show and to explain is that he's able to graph, he's able to be an artist and be a creator and be a passer. I'll show this highlight of him that they've had, and this is the goal against Arsenal that kind of summarizes what he is. If you guys can see on the screen, obviously I've taken the volume off. Last time the copyright didn't take me, so I'm doing pretty well with it. So this is him. This is him picking up centrally, as you can see, running with the ball at pace, up hard, and he's got the presence of mind to make a cool weighted pass over to, I think, Ayemi there. It was a fantastic take from Morgan Gibbs White. And yes, Ayemi, as you can see, is praising him for that. And this is what Newcastle have missed. And this is what you want, almost like Joe Willock to be able to do. Obviously, he does it on the left side of the midfield. The way he picked up the ball, his first thoughts was to turn and to go directly at the opposition, and it frightened the living daylights out of Arsenal there. And they pushed back. We've missed that as well. We've missed that ability of someone to drive with the ball, but have that end product at the end. And when you compare that to Miggy Almiron, and this isn't me to kind of say be critical of Miggy Almiron and say this and bad, but you can see why Newcastle, why he would be an upgrade to Miggy Almiron and why we're looking to go forward. The other thing I wanted to add, and I'm going to share this tab now from a scouting report when Morgan Gibbs White was playing for I want to say Nottingham Forest. Was it not? No, it was for Sheffield United. So it was 3 years ago, and they kind of highlight his ability and his positional play, which has since again evolved. So they kind of talk about how he's able to his space using his intelligence, running and making space behind him, peeling off his markers, drifting out wide and centrally, then asking for the ball wherever he is. When receiving the ball, Morgan Gibbs White will combine with players, one or two, to make space or work across the angle. So he's constantly on the move, constantly moving. And this is the key part of the sentence, again, why he's so attracted to Newcastle. If there is a space deeper, he will drop back. He is... if there is he will drop back. He is a versatile in this and wants the ball at all costs. He looked effective as a deep lying playmaker too, dropping nice balls into Billy Sharp from deeper positions. So he's also a potential. You can see him also working in the same positions in the way that Bruno Gomes works as well. So he can drop in as a DM and drive at the ball. And when I make this comparison, I'm not saying he's like this player. As the more kind of learn about him and read the scout reports and watch highlights of him, he almost reminds me of a James Maddison, not in the stylistically and the things that they can do, but the way he's able to go in from the right, go into central, drop in deep, and wants the ball all the time. Good with his pass and has a really good end product. His shooting is improving as well, and I want to show his record so far in competitions at the moment. So you can see on the bottom right, this is transfer.com, excuse me, big up to them. In the Premier League, I didn't realize that he's actually played 103 games in the Premier League with 8 goals and 12 assists. You can see that almost doubling playing for Newcastle United. So you can see that he's already building up that. He's a certified Premier League player, and you can see also been playing for England from the age of from the under 16s all the way up to the under 21s. So he's got an incredible pedigree. So how does Morgan Gibbs White look on SofaScore? And then I'm going to compare him also to Miggy Almiron in a moment. So here he is on SofaScore. Why I like SofaScore, obviously, you can see his technical ability here at the top, but you can also see, I wanted to show his heat map, and I'm going to compare it to Miggy Almiron's in a moment as well. You can see that he's almost literally, yes, a lot of the heat is on the right side of the pitch, back or also in the other side of the pitch as well, showing himself the defensive work that he's able to do. But there's also a lot of heat, a little bit less so, but still a lot of heat going into the central areas, that right central area where he's joining up with the play, where you can imagine him joining up with Isak, joining up with Bruno Gomes coming in from the 8, and you can see Livramento as Morgan Gibbs White moves centrally, Livramento will push up with the running, and now you've got an option. Now you've got a balance on the right side of the midfield, and it's just a lot of power, a lot of athleticism, a lot of movement, a lot of intelligence with that, and it's going to be hard for any defenses to keep up with it. And that's what makes him very, very attractive. If you compare his heat map to Miguel Almiron, and I will move it on to Miggy here. And look, very right-sided. We know that he's very left-footed, doesn't like to pass the ball with his right foot. Though on occasions he does, and he surprises folks with it. We know that Miggy works hard. His key strengths: passing, position, high pressing, very workmanlike. And last year he surprised people through with his also end product and on the side of the goal. He combined really well with Bruno Camara's, and they did. There's a number of highlights and goals that you guys can see of the defense splitting passes and goals and everything else. However, that's dried up now that people have cottoned on to his game. And compared to Morgan Gibbs White, who you can almost compare to a Swiss Army knife, just a repertoire, a variety of more to his game of Morgan Gibbs White compared to Miggy Almiron. So you can see from, and that's evident in the heat map as well. I'm going to go back to Morgan Gibbs White here on the sofa score before I wrap up and get you back, guys, on this one as well. And here we go. So let's do a comparison with Miguel Almiron. So be mindful that Morgan Gibbs White is representing the green. Miguel is in the blue. Now, and you can see what it is at Newcastle. If you're saying to yourself, if Morgan Gibbs White is the answer, what is the question? And it's evident from this. Morgan Gibbs White is far more creative than Miggy. He's also more attacking than Miggy and has a better technique than Miggy. He has all the graft in and defensive attributes as Miggy, but he has those key attributes to himself as well. And his positional plays, or he can play centrally, he can play out wide on the right, as well as attacking me through the centrally. You saw what he done against Arsenal, and he can probably play on the left as well if we really wanted him to. And so he just adds a lot more. He adds a lot more to what Miggy does, plus the end product as well. And I think that's the key to what Newcastle are looking for. Plus the fact that, as we have seen, unfortunately, Nottingham Forest have been subject to FFP and have been breached, and it looks like that they're in trouble with that, and will probably be looking for a way to recoup that money. And this is, Newcastle have obviously targeted Onana from Everton as well, and these seems to be the kind of things that they are looking to do in terms of players and what they're looking to achieve. So look, the type of teams they're looking to target. So I think Morgan Gibbs White would be an excellent acquisition to Newcastle United, and I think he will add a lot to us. He will add a lot of depth to us, a lot of and as well as end product. And so I rate him highly. I think this is a great way forward. It would be great to get him in this window, but that might be just me dreaming essentially. But it's okay to dream. Let me know what you guys think. How do you guys compare Morgan Gibbs White to Almiron? Do you think we can do better than Morgan Gibbs White? Who would that be? Let me know, and if those names begin to circulate in the rumor mill amongst the journalists, I'll make those comparisons too. But until next time, guys, take care. God bless. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's try and get this channel up there. Have a great evening. Take care, guys, and God bless.